before we move on with any other wrestling malarkey, there's somebody else in big trouble. We need to take a minute to acknowledge this because we've talked about him. He's been a friend of the show here in the past a couple of different times. What the heck is Smokey Robinson up to now?
I guess you could say the tears of a clown. Potentially. I'm not exactly sure. I have an article here. I think we first started talking about Smokey, if I may call him such, here on the show.
Well, we're familiar. He's even we played his audio.
That's
I
right.
think here on when
And Chinooka's coming
the
up.
cameo.
Yeah, Chinooka's coming up, so we can talk about Smokey now. Smokey had been accused of.
Hey, well, we should say we're not making fun of a solemn holiday season, but Smokey Robinson did a cameo a few years ago where they asked him to wish so and so, little bupkis, whatever, happy Hanukkah, and they used I get Brian because the pronunciation is interchangeable, or some is an H and some is a CH, correct?
The spelling is interchangeable, I guess you could argue. The pronunciation's kind of the same.
The spelling, you can see it's spelled both ways, but you say it's the same way. But Smokey wished little Pismo a happy Chinooka.
That's right.
That's what the reference was. So we feel like since we've had him on the show here, we're on a first name basis.
And that's kind of what you expect from the lovable old Motown legend, Smokey Robinson. Just some kind of whimsical moment, lighthearted.
Spreads joy and happiness. Everyone got that big grin, and he's always happy, and he's beaming, and he has the mellifluous voice that sings.
Dum-de-dum-de-da-da. Yeah, I mean, he has that voice, everything.
Oh, yeah.
I think the next thing we heard about him was he was accused of sexually harassing his longtime maid. But now we have a new article here. This is from the New York Post under Celebrity News. Smokey Robinson hit with 2 new sexual battery allegations, including one from a male ex-employee.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Smokey!
This was written by Bernie Zilio. Smokey Robinson has been hit with 2 new sexual battery allegations, including one from a former male employee. The 2 new accusers, John Doe 1 and Jane Doe 5, have been added as plaintiffs to the $50 million lawsuit originally filed in May by Jane Does 1 through 4. I didn't know about that.
That's it, and they're all related?
4 former housekeepers who accused Robinson of raping them repeatedly throughout their employment. Oh, wow.
Oh.
According to the amended complaint, which was obtained Wednesday by Page 6, John Doe 1 began working for the Motown music mogul and his wife Frances Robinson at their Chatsworth, California residence in 2013, performing auto...
Now, wait, hold on. Is also Isn't Chatsworth right in the middle of where they used to make all the porn when porn video companies were a thing before the internet?
You would know more about that than I.
I heard something.
This man, John Doe 1, was performing automobile detailing and related services.
He set up in the front of Smokey's yard and started selling him some cars. Hey, come on now. This one's got cold air, folks.
And related services on a recurring basis. John Doe 1 alleges in the suit that Smokey, 85, began sexually harassing him shortly after he was hired, often coming out to where John Doe 1 was working, wearing only underwear.
but wait,
that's kind of awkward. You're working in a car and the guy shows up in his underwear.
But he's 85. Isn't that actually? I mean, do we think he might be pulling a Vincent Gigante thing here, or is he? He's just 85. What the fuck?
Smokey would then allegedly inappropriately touch himself in front of John Doe 1, who alleges that the quote sexual arousal was vivid and unmistakable during these incidents, according to the complaint.
And for that, he should have stood up and given Smokey a round of applause because he's 85. How is this even possible?
Well, there's drugs, but maybe he should have gotten up and punched Smokey in his face. Screwed up that facelift. Let me go back to this. The alleged behavior was often accompanied by vulgar and offensive advances, to which John Doe 1 would repeatedly respond, "Put some clothes on," per the suit.
Damn it. Oh, Smokey, no. Put some clothes on, Smokey. I want to remember you like you were.
We're doing this again? Put some clothes on. John Doe 1 alleges in the complaint that in 2022, Smokey grabbed his hand without consent and attempted to force it onto his private area, prompting John Doe 1 to allegedly withdraw, turn away, and leave the property.
Withdraw, turn away. That should be the title of an album.
John Doe 1 claims he quit shortly after that incident, but returned to work in 2023 at the couple's request. However, Smokey's alleged...
Wait a minute, what now? Hold on.
He had enough.
So he
quit.
He had enough. Smokey, put your clothes on, and he quit. But they asked him to come back, and he did.
However, Smokey's alleged behavior continued, and after, quote,
no,
learning of similar conduct towards other victims and out of a concern for his own well-being, John Doe 1 quit again, according to the suit. Meanwhile,
what was their conversation like? Please come back. We changed Smokey's medicine.
He's going to wear clothes. I promise you he'll have clothes, at least a robe.
Yes, he knows where he is now. He won't try to, fondle you.
Meanwhile, Jane Doe 5 claims in the complaint that she began working for the Robinsons as a housekeeper in 2005. She allegedly took a leave of absence due to a work-related injury, but returned to work at the couple's Chatsworth home from 2007 to 2011. Jane Doe 5 alleges in the suit that Smokey began sexually harassing her a couple months after she returned to work and continued to do so throughout her employment. She alleges the sexual harassment often occurred on the second-floor bathroom of the home. Let me scroll down. There's pictures of Smokey here.
Oh, I thought you were going to say there's pictures of the bathroom.
Jane Doe 5 alleges in the complaint that Smokey would call her baby and summon her to the bathroom while he was showering or preparing to exit the shower. Smokey would then allegedly ask her to enter and scrub his back. On more than 10 occasions, he allegedly grabbed her hand and attempted to force her to touch his private area, which she allegedly resisted by pushing his hands away and leaving the bathroom, according to the suit. Jane Doe 5 goes on to allege in the complaint that Smokey would often walk around the house naked and rub his elbow against her chest as he passed by, saying, I like you and want to touch all of you. Ask for whatever you want so you could be with me.
What the...
He also allegedly propositioned her to accompany him to a nearby hotel, per the suit.
He's 85! Can you imagine, unless he has had as extensive a surgery on the rest of him as he's had on his face, can you imagine what he looks like walking around?
That's why I said, take a good look at my face. It was, ignore the rest of me. Don't look down.
'Cause the rest of the shit's out of place.
Let me go back to this article here. Jane Doe 5 also claims she was overworked and underpaid. Alleges in the complaint that Frances, the wife,
not the talking mule,
73, was aware of her husband's behavior but failed to intervene. Jane Doe 5 also alleges that Frances regularly yelled at her, often using ethnically pejorative language, and blamed her for various missing items. The accusers are suing for sexual battery, assault, sexual harassment, gender violence, hostile work environment, negligence, false imprisonment, intentional infliction of emotional distress, failure to pay minimum wage, failure to pay overtime wages, and failure to provide rest and meal periods, among other claims. I mean, stop there. We have a statement.
Among other, what other claims can there be? I think they covered it there. There's kind of a wide variety of claims there, but has anybody, again, I'm just asking because I don't have his phone number. I don't talk to him on a regular basis. Has anybody verified whether Smokey is a vegetable or whether he's just still able to do this shit at 85 years old and is walking around lecherously fornicating on people?
We have a statement from the Robinsons. This is through their attorney, Christopher Frost. These plaintiffs are part of the same group of people that have conspired together against the Robinsons and are layering out their claims for maximum adverse publicity. We have already explained in the Robinsons' lawsuit against this group for defamation, civil conspiracy, and elder abuse that, all along, this has been an organized, avaricious campaign to extract money from an 85-year-old legend. The group of people who hide behind anonymity and their attorneys seek global publicity while making the ugliest of false allegations. We have sought the court's intervention multiple times to require these anonymous individuals to divulge essential information, turn over relevant evidence, and share deposition transcripts with the district attorney. For obvious reasons, this group of does and their attorneys refuse to be
does and one dim
refuse to be forthcoming with all the evidence possible to investigate their own claims. Once the public can see the truth, the avaricious motives and fabricated claims will be revealed. When asked about the original complaint in May, Smokey told the Daily Mail, "I am appalled."
That's it?
That's all he said.
That's all he said. Are they sure he didn't say, "I buried Paul"?
Smokey, what do you have to say about all these allegations that you did all these things to these women? I'm appalled. That doesn't really answer like what he's appalled by or what is he appalling about it.
Wait a minute, hold on here 1 second. Let me just hold on. Appalled. Let's take him at his literal word. Oh, it's all the way back at the front. There's architecture. I'm going backwards. Appear.
He said cranberry sauce.
Aorta, apathy, apartheid. It doesn't have appalled. Oh no, there's 2 P's. That's why. That I bet. Where would that be? Son of a bitch. Aphorism. Apocalypse. Appall. To fill with horror or dismay. So that doesn't really. Well, I guess it's a truthful statement. If you said to him whether it was true or not, he would be appalled by it. It would fill him with horror and dismay.
Well, this is the
he can't trust anybody anymore.
It's become our weekly update into the downfall of famous people.
But 85 years old. What the fuck? And it's Smokey.
All the money in the world and tons of Viagra.
Can that be good for your heart if you're 85 years old?
I wouldn't think so, but I don't know how that works.
There's got to be a law of diminishing returns somewhere. I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
On the topic of sexual harassment or anything, it's funny. I just saw a video that someone posted of Vince McMahon from like 2003, 2004, somewhere in there on Bite This or whatever the WWE online show was where he was being asked questions. And he was asked about you and Ed Ferrara. About you spitting at Ed Ferrara in his face.
Oh. I did not know that this existed.
Oh, you want me to pull it up? Do you want to actually hear what Vince McMahon had to say?
I've never heard of this or about this before.
All right, give me a moment. I'll see if I can find it. If you want to recount the story real quick about you and Ed Ferrara.
Well, for the longtime listeners, I'm sorry if we're chewing our food twice. You already know it. But basically, I had not seen Ed Ferrara in person, been in the same place with him since he had done the Oklahoma business where he was making fun of Jim Ross's Bell's palsy and his droopy face and etc. And I felt that not only was I unhappy of that anybody would make fun of a friend of mine's potentially could have been career ending at that time physical ailment and illness that he had undergone and didn't know whether he was going to ever fully be back. So we didn't know about the next 30 years. But also for it to be this fat fucking little tub of shit that had somehow leached his way into the wrestling business for like 2 years. And then at this point was trying to live on his former glory because when they were trying to set up TNA wrestling and he was potentially going to be one of the announcers with, I can't even remember who he was going to do it with at first. But I was doing a show for Burt Prentice in the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena. And I was doing commentary with, good Lord, was it Scott Hudson, maybe, whoever the fuck. And Burt had called me and said, hey, they're gonna practice their TNA announce team at the fairgrounds. And I thought he was saying, so we need to use them instead of you guys. I'm like, okay, that's because I'm busy with OVW, Burt. No, I want you to do my show, but their team is, again, it was Don West and Ed Ferrara. I said, oh, I'm going to knock the shit out of him. And that's what Burt had said, please don't, for me. Okay. So we're going to coexist in the building. I had no intention of speaking to him. And when I'm standing back there talking to somebody, in comes this idiot with dreadlocks on, the whitest, fattest, tubbiest motherfucker in the world with dreadlocks on, and walks right up to me and sticks his hand out. Hi, Jim. So I looked at him and told him what I thought of what he had done. And I'd promised Burt that I wouldn't hit him. But I didn't say that I wouldn't try to make him hit me first. So I spit in his face when I cut the promo on him, which is, I'm sure, available here on our YouTube channel somewhere. Maybe even the Arcadian Vanguard Network channel. It's been so long. And he didn't fight me. He just walked off.
Well, in 2002, Vince McMahon was asked his opinion about this.
That's about when it happened.
The audio may not be the best. Let's go to this.
And again, there's another situation I think that has been on the internet as of late, and I just...
By the way, that's Tom Pritchard talking to him.
Returned
oh, yes,
from our developmental program in Louisville and of course, Cincinnati. There was a situation this past week involving Jim Cornette and another writer that was here, Ed Ferrara.
Sure.
Of course, I've known Jimmy for over 20 years. He worked up here with you, and I don't think you can deny his passion or his work ethic as well. Do you feel that something like that, do you feel the animosity, or do you feel anything the same way Jim Cornette would towards this guy, or would Ed Ferrara be welcome back as well? I mean, he made fun of JR. This is the reason Jim, of course, had these personal feelings and went in and pretty much stood up to the guy and told him, go to hell.
Right. Everyone's entitled to an opinion.
Yes.
When that opinion goes beyond an opinion, you know, and it results in physicality, it results in spitting in somebody's face, as it allegedly happened. I don't know. I wasn't there. That's unprofessional. So, you know, I mean, no one can appreciate Cornette's passion for the, quote, business any more than I do. I appreciate that. I don't know that Ed Ferrara didn't have it either. I mean, I just thought it was a very unprofessional situation.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Vince McMahon in 2002. What do you think of that?
I think, of course, when Vince was that the first year of the IPO when he was trying to play the CEO? Well, we can't have the unprofessional conduct. And then once he's a billionaire, he pays out $25 million because he shits on people's heads. At least I only spit in his face. Can you imagine the headlines I could have got if I'd have shit on Ed Ferrara's head?
I don't think there was any coming back from that at that point. I think, it's more acceptable now than it was 25 years ago.
What, to shit on somebody's head?
That would have been something. That's the funny part about it. The whole idea that Vince McMahon is pointing out you're unprofessional for doing that. Meanwhile, he was sleeping with talent.
Oh, I forgot. That was concurrent with that, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, but he didn't spit on him beforehand. Well, shit, maybe he did. Oh boy.
He spit on him when he told him to call Laurinaitis.
Well, anyhow.
Well, that was Vince McMahon in 2002 sounding like Vince McMahon before his voice was totally gone.
And that's another thing is that Vince and Smokey are within 7 years of each other. So therefore now they've joined the 80-year-old billionaires Viagra Club or whatever. And they're competing with each other to see who can be the dirtier old man.
It's always weird when they say like the wife's aware and she's okay. Like that same thing with Bill Cosby. They're like, his wife has to know that he's been raping hundreds of women.
And in this case, is Smokey's wife the one? She's 73. Is she the one that's fucking senile? No, Smokey's up in his room again. Who knows what the fuck's going on with these people?
He called someone
I'm
baby.
amazed.
He called someone baby. Yeah, he's been doing that for 70 years.
Hey, if calling somebody baby is going to get you in trouble, and Jimmy Hart would have been in jail 50 years ago. But you know what all these people need to do, don't you, Brian?
Oh, no.
All these people need to just fucking protect their privacy because all this shit gets out. So here's what you need to do. If you're a 80-year-old octogenarian multi-millionaire Motown star, and you want to hire somebody, do it on the internet with a VPN from Surfshark where you can protect your privacy. You can tell the people that you're hiring for menial yard labor that you're really a fucking yacht broker from Toulon, France, instead of who you are, the dirty old man in his bathrobe that's going to come out and wiggle his wang around.
I don't think
that's what
really
Surfshark can do for you.
That's not what they could do for you. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. This is not really a sales point, but what Surfshark can do for you, Jim, talking about Vince McMahon, big changes since Vince McMahon left WWE. The pay-per-views, the premium live events, the Saturday night's main events, they're all over the place.
They're everywhere.
You don't know how you're going to get them. There's an easy way to get them.
No.
There's an easy way to get them.
You don't know where your next big event is coming from, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right, but there's an easy way to get these big events all in one place. Just say you're Canadian with Surfshark.
That's right, because the Canadian people are so nice, people just give them shit. They don't have to watch commercials. They don't have to put yourself in the middle of somewhere like Saskatoon. And they'll beam all these shows. You'll actually just get to be able to log on to the security camera at the WWE headquarters where you can just watch the wrestlers come and go on Surfshark. Because there you can just tell the Surfshark people that you're the goddamn head of the secret police for Saskatoon. And automatically, you're going to be looking at the hidden cameras.
Again, you're adding layers to this that are unnecessary. Fans,
you got to be layered up in the wintertime. It's fucking cold out there. Folks, I'm telling you.
This is easy and safe and something you can
it's easy and safe because there's a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee with Surfshark. And if you sign up for Surfshark using our link, the code JCE, you're going to get 4 extra months with no charge on top of what you sign up for just by using that JCE code. So like you said, it's easy and simple. You just tell these people that you're in command of the United Network Command of Law Enforcement, Uncle. And you want all the wrestling programs beamed to your lair somewhere in a Swiss mountainside. And when you type that in, boom, you get all the wrestling shows on Surfshark, right? And nobody knows that you're really, fucking Tits McGee from down the street in Poughkeepsie. That's the way it works, right?
Yeah, again, you give really not the best examples. Let's put it this way, folks. TKO is trying to get every cent they can from you, whether it's live events and, of course, the various different media rights deals they have, forcing you, the wrestling fan, to have to spend endless amounts of money every single month just to be able to have the chance to access the multitude of events that are just nonstop coming at you every single week. If Tony Khan adds another show, you know they're going to add another show. You know they're going to try to mess them up. It's nonstop WWE. That's the TKO way. But you could say, I'm not going to pay for all these things. I'm going to pay for Netflix in Canada with Surfshark.
Yes, and use Surfshark's money for it. And that way it won't cost you anything.
Well, no, you have to use your money. Again, that wasn't part of the deal.
I thought you said you're going to pay for it with Surfshark.
Using the service of Surfshark. You're going to go to Surfshark and you're going to sign up.
Well,
and you're going to use our promo code, and you're going to see all the WWE events as they would in Canada without the stress and pain of those bills.
If you call their 800 number, every once in a while, one of the girls on the phone lines will talk to you for a little while, and she might lend you the money
They don't have an 800 number, but Jim, we're telling everyone.
Well, I got her apartment number, or maybe it's just a post office box at a mail drop place, but she's in Sarasota, Florida.
All right, this is your show.
Yeah. Oh, so anyway, folks, right now, Surfshark, nobody will know who you are. Be who you want to be around the world and take advantages of all of the privacy features of a quality VPN. And that's not even a vice president. All you got to do is go to surfshark.com. Surfshark.com/JCE. Use the code JCE at checkout. Get 4 months on top of whatever you sign up for at no extra charge because you use that code. Surfshark.com. You'll be protected. It's like a giant condom over your internet.
And not, I'm not going to shoot that down, but it's not the greatest example. It's protection, yes. For you.
Well, and also, if you fill it up with water, you can drop it out the window. Surfshark.
You can't. You can't. All right. Unexpected twists and turns. But yes, once again, Surfshark. Jim, one last time, that promo code.
It would be JCE, as I said before, clearly and distinctly. And we appreciate you patronizing them so that they can protect you. And just if you walk by their building, just have
now's the time.
Over your head.
Now's the time. Survivor Series, Cena's last match, Royal Rumble around the corner. Now's the time. Surfshark.
Now's the time, and it's no better time. Time is a ticking. Time to play B-sides. Time ain't on my side. Time I'll never know.